Hi, this is Christian from wingsurf.nl. I'm very happy to show you the best wave riding wing I've had so far. This is the Dynamo Wing version 2 by Five-o Windsports. It's a very small brand from Maui with not a lot of marketing budget, but they do put a lot of effort in these wings. They wing themselves and they tried something else with different materials, and the design of the wing makes it a very good one in high winds especially, but now with the version 2 the low winds also got much better. I've used these wings for a couple of months now, 4 of them, the 2.4, the 3.4, 4.3 and the 5.3. There's also a 1.8 and a 6.4 in the lineup, which I haven't used, but these 4 wings I've used them for about 3 to 4 months in both the Netherlands and South Africa, so it's time to have a good review about them. For any soft handle bashers out there, either stop watching this video or have an open mind about these soft handles that can be found in these wings. The use of materials in these Dyneema wings is different than what competitors do. The canopy material is fully made of Dyneema material, and they also did it in version 1, but now they added 2 colors, the blue and the pinkish red one, making life a bit more colorful, but it makes the wing very light. Like the 5.3, it's only 2 kilos, and the 2.4 is 1.35 kilograms, and the 3.4 is like 1.5 kilograms. So it's very light. But although it's very light, to me the most important thing is that the wings are, well, the material can withstand a punch, you know. I've been in many different conditions with these wings, and especially they don't need the biggest waves to cut through a wing, but you can just drop your board around and it falls through the wing. But what happens with these wings is, yes, it can still be cut, but it won't happen as fast. And also when the material does get cut, it won't tear as much as wings that have ripstop materials. For this I have done a little test. It's not exact science in this test, but it does show what I'm talking about. So what I have is I got a piece of ripstop material and just started hitting it with the foil. As you can see, with the ripstop material, it cuts fairly easily. Then when you start pulling it, it just tears further along. Then we have the Dyneema material. Of course, some things are important to this test. It's not exactly the same with the tension on it, but it shows with the foil I cannot really puncture it. Then I have to get a screwdriver, which is really pointy. I can get through the material. Then I'm trying to pull it as hard as I can, and what happens? I almost cannot pull the wing apart. So that's something I really like about these wings, because I'm more confident to go out in almost any conditions, because I know if the foil is going to hit my wing, okay, it might cut. That only happened to me twice in 3 or 4 months time, and that's actually something I am going to show you. Here I have the wing, the 5.3, with actually 2 cuts in it. This cut with the yellow tape on front was actually happened the first session I went out. Of course I wasn't very happy about it, but I could still use it during that session because it wouldn't tear any further. And then afterwards I just put some tape on it and it has been fine. Everywhere. I've used it in Cape Town, in the Netherlands. It's still good. Then, the last session I had, well, actually the one before, another cut in the wing. I can still wing with it because, as I'll show you right now, it doesn't tear from here, you know. Of course, if I'm gonna pull this all the way, it will probably tear a bit, but it won't tear as much as normal ripstop material. So really like this because when I'm traveling, or actually at the beginning of a session, and something like this happens, I just want to continue my sessions. So with this material, you can just bring along some tape, patch it up, and go out again, or don't even bother and just keep on going. Another good thing I should mention about this material is the material over time doesn't stretch as much, so it will keep its form even after many times of use. You see these wings around, people have been using for, well, sometimes only just a couple of weeks. They're already starting to bag out. That's something you don't want for a wing. The handles. When people using a boom or hard handles first time see this wing, the first thing they mention is, whoa, dude, this wing has soft handles. Why would they do that? They have such a cool wing, and then they put an ancient technique on there, soft handles. Well, I can say with full conviction, these handles work really well on these wings. They are placed on all sizes, on the perfect spot, and although they are soft, they're actually not that soft, you know. It's not like they're moving in all directions, and they're just two handles, so it's easy. You know where to put your hands, and they're always in the right spot. The gap is big enough to move around. It works really well. And also, I actually have one really big disadvantage for the boom and the hard handles. I do like them as well, because it's very direct, and it can be a nice feeling, you know, especially when you want to go fast. But with the soft handles, or with the hard handles, I mean, my skin gets sore quite fast. My hands, especially when you're powered up, the hands can get a bit sore, especially going out for hours at a time, and then afterwards my skin hurts. Of course, if you're doing it a lot, it will become less after a while, but with these soft handles, I'm going out for hours and my hands still look the same afterwards. So sometimes I do prefer the soft handles, and also when it's really gusty, strong winds, it's a little bit softer, so it feels a bit softer to your body as well, you know. What it also still does is it makes it possible to pack the wing really small. So if you're traveling, these wings are also really light as well. You can actually just bring another wing or pack another foil or whatever, because it saves you space and weight. Control and range. Compared to the version 1, the low end of these wings actually got a little bit better. The version 1, what I found with that wing, it was exceptionally good in high winds, and that actually remains for the version 2 as well. The only comment I had on the version 1 was actually on the leading edge, it would flapper a bit when the wind would increase, so you would see it move and hear it flapper. It wasn't disturbing, but with the version 2 they worked this out. It's not in there anymore. I haven't had it in any of the sizes. The size I use the most is actually the 5.3. I really enjoy that one with actually the 4.3 as well, but in low winds it gets me going so quick, and it just turns any session, also without waves, just flat water, it turns it in one big playground. It's just so nice to move that wing around, and even when you're already on foil and the wind drops all and you make a move, you can just hold the wing while it blows towards you and push it back again with ease, you know. It's really a playful wing, and then that translates into the waves. So all that easy maneuvering, when you're in the waves, it does the same, and that's what you want in the waves. You want a wing that when you're going upwind, even when the wind is strong, riding a wave upwind, you want the wing to follow, and when you're moving quickly downwind, and especially when the wind drops a bit, the wing normally drops down at that point. But these wings are so light and easy to control, you just throw it up, back up again, and it doesn't catch the wave. So you can move to the other side again. So these wings, for controlling the waves and just playing around, they're perfect. Other details I like to point out. Every wing comes with 2 Boston valves, one for the leading edge and one for the strut. You can control them separately, having different levels of pressure inside of them. This 4.3 right now has 10 psi and 9 psi inside of it. That's recommended. They did lower the PSIs on the version 2 compared to the version 1. For example, the 5.3 had 11/10 psi in it, and now that's 9/8. So it went down by 2 psis. Not noticeable, so they did a good job there. The funny thing is, if you look at the 2.4, which is so tiny, and they even have a 1.8, I wouldn't be able to use it, I think, even in strong winds. I'm just too big for that. But the 2.4, it's actually pumped up to 17 and 15 psis, and that makes the 2.4 still really stiff. Although the leading edge, it's really narrow. So that's something different. You don't see that with a lot of brands. Whoa, everything is starting to blow around. Other details. Well, something very important for me is the back. They made a little change to it compared to the version 1. They added a strap, so now it's a backpack. Very important to me. Also, what I should mention is the leash. It's a good leash. It works really well. It's got a swivel on there, so you won't get tangled up. I think that are the most important details for these wings. So let's move on. Conclusion. If you want the lightest of wings that can still handle a punch or two and can be used in all kind of conditions, give the Dyneema version 2 a try. If you're not 100% sure about the soft handles, keep an open mind. They're really not the same as the ones you've probably used in the past. They're only 2 handles, they're stiffer, they're perfectly positioned, and also they're just 2 and they're not like 6 handles that are all in the wrong spot. These ones, they work. Price wise, these aren't the cheapest wings. They're sort of in the same category as the Alula wings. But the biggest difference is they're using Dyneema in the canopy and not some cheaper ripstop material. So I think that's a shame for the most Alula wings out there. Go for a more expensive, more quality canopy material as well. Then the whole wing becomes better. That's my opinion, but so you'll have your opinion as well. So if you have any questions or your opinion, post them below in the comments. If you want to try one of these wings, as you can see, 4 of them in use. So just come by and try. Cheers, guys.